What is going on? Josh Dexter here. I am the owner of SoloCoach. So I'm a business coach who helps other coaches online build a profitable, highly profitable solo coaching business. So yes, a business that actually has a ceiling, but also at the same time, I teach, I coach, I mentor my clients to create a profitable business to leverage that profit into generational wealth. And I've been doing this over the last 14 years. I've been coaching over the last 14 years first as a fitness coach, had success as a fitness coach, actually exited and sold that business. And then I've been business coaching ever since. So, unlike a lot of mentors, a lot of gurus who you may see online who have been coaching other businesses and business coaching and business mentoring over the last 6 months, I've been doing this for well over a decade. Okay. So, yeah, that kind of answers that question in regards to why you should listen to me. Now, there's a big thing or two in regards to the clients that I've actually worked with. I've worked with over 2,000 clients now. There's a big difference between the clients that become very, very successful in regards to what they do and the clients who struggle and they hit a ceiling, a lower ceiling anyway, in regards to what they're actually doing. And that is time management. And a lot of people overlook this time management piece in regards to how they operate actually as a business owner. But it is the most important key to success that you can actually master in regards to what you actually do with your time. So when you wake up in the morning, you go to bed at night, what happens in that interim can either make or break the success of your business and also the things that you want to achieve outside of your business as well. Okay, so this is a video for those of you who feel like you're working all day, every single day. You're not gaining momentum in regards to your business. You're not getting more clients. You're not building the profit you want. You're not being a present husband, a present father, a present wife, a present son, a family member. You're not spending your time. You're not happy. You're not fulfilled in regards to what you're doing from the moment you open your eyes to the moment you go to bed at night. And this is a video for you because over this time, I've made every single mistake there is. I've struggled with my time management. I've been stressed. I've been overwhelmed. I've felt that anxious feeling when I've actually woke up in the morning. And I've also been lost. I've also been confused in regards to what I should do with my time, where I should put my time. And I've been that person. And over the years, I've developed this flow state now to my diary and to my time management where I'm maximizing my efficiency, my productivity in regards to what I actually do, which is then raised the value per hour that I actually put out there. Okay. So my promise to you over this video, over this free training. Okay. So by the end of this training, you will have the exact rules and steps to follow that will make you master your time management and raise your value per hour. This is what we're going to do across this. So I'm going to actually go through some rules. And then what we're going to do is actually build your diary from scratch. So I'm going to open up a blank diary and we're going to build it together in regards to what I would do if you're starting from a clean slate, you're building your diary from scratch as well, what to do with your time, when to put certain tasks actually into your diary, how to manage your diary, how to manage your time to be the most efficient business owner you can be if you have a solo coaching business. So no team, you have no VAs, you are the jack of all trades, you are wearing every single hat in your business. How do you best manage your time to make sure that your clients are looked after, your family are looked after, you're achieving the goals that you want, you're growing the business, and you are wearing all of these different hats, but how do I actually manage that with efficiency and get the most out of my time management? Because myself and my clients, we hit that ceiling years ago where we could work one-on-one with our own clients at 30, 40, 50 clients. And that was the ceiling before. Now we've actually found a way where we can work with 100 clients plus, like I'm doing and like I'm teaching my clients to do with the same amount of time still as a solo coach. So yes, there is a ceiling as a solo coach, but we have found a way to raise that ceiling. And this is what I want to get across today to make you as efficient as possible. So we're going to go through 7 rules that I've actually put in place that will massively help you manage your time. And then also we're going to rebuild your diary all on this free training just here. Okay. So the 7 major rules to actually obey. Now, when I say obey, it's really, really important that you stick to these rules. Now, quite often when people try and manage their time or they do a to-do list or anything along those lines, you might build a to-do list, write 5, 10, 15 things on your to-do list, and then you'll be trying to do one, and you might push the rest of those tasks to the next day or the next day, or you might be trying to complete a task, but you're thinking about the rest of the things actually on that list. It is really, really important that moving forward, you set that highest standard of yourself. You hold yourself accountable to stick to these rules with no excuses whatsoever. It's really, really important that you become very, very militant with these rules, because if you want to master your time and get the most efficient version of yourself to raise your value per hour, you need to hold yourself accountable to these rules and be very, very strict with these rules. Okay. So let's go through them. Rule number one, wear the least amount of hats per day as possible. Okay, so naturally, as solopreneurs, we are wearing every single hat that there is inside the business, outside the business, with your family, with your life. We are wearing every single hat, and it can become very, very overwhelming. Now, the least efficient people are bouncing between job roles, they're bouncing between the hats that they're wearing. You might have a call with a client and put that hat on, and then you take that hat off. You then might have a sales call, put the sales call hat on, take that off. You might be taking your kid to school, you put that hat on, take it off. And you're constantly putting hats on, hats off, hats on, hats off throughout the entire day. Now, rule number one, you want to make sure that you condense your time as much as possible so you wear the least amount of hats possible. If you're currently wearing 20 hats within the day, as an example, how do you make that 3 or 4? And naturally, you start to become way more efficient. So if you can put a hat on, and when you take that hat off, that hat does not go back on that day. That's the level of efficiency that you want to try and create within your time management. Okay. And again, we're going to build this, but this is rule number one, wear the least amount of hats possible per day. Okay. Rule number two, overestimate so you can always beat your promise. And this is actually a mistake that I used to make in the past. So I used to say to clients, oh, I'll get this done tomorrow. And then I'd let them down if I'm a little bit late, or I'll get this done as fast as possible. And then I'd let them down. And then what happens is, and this might be you get in this spiral effect and this snowball effect where you're just letting people down all the time. And you get to a point where you're just unreliable. So everyone's looking at you as this unreliable person, and then you start to look at yourself as this unreliable person. And it's a downward spiral where you never respect your own time and you don't respect anyone else's time around you. So the best thing to actually do is overestimate how long it's going to take you to do something and always beat it. That way, instead of being unreliable, you are the most reliable person in your network, in your circle. And also, you find yourself reliable. And when it comes to you doing what you say you can do, you end up doing it because you're always beating your promise. And this is a rule that I want you to start to set. So overestimate the time it takes you to complete a certain task and then always beat it. It allows you to always beat it rather than setting expectations to yourself and the people around you and then never living up to your promise. Don't be that person, okay? Rule number three, build morning momentum, and then it benefits the rest of the day. Now, I often hear, oh, I'm a morning person, or I'm a night owl, or I have the most energy within the day. This isn't about energy. This isn't about when you're the most switched on. Every single morning that you wake up, that is your opportunity to build momentum and set the tone for the rest of the day. So it's really, really important that the first hour or two of the day, it sets the tone for the day. So no matter how you're feeling, no matter what you're thinking, you get done what you need to get done and you become the most efficient version of yourself, even if you're forcing yourself through it, because then you'll have momentum for the rest of the day. Really, really golden rule here to just set the tone for the day, set the standard for the day. I don't care if you're not a morning person. It's not about being a morning person or not. This is about setting the tone for the day and make sure that that's rule number three. So when we're building your diary, you'll find that I'm building it from the morning up. And this is what we want to try and do. We don't want to set tasks late in the evening and work our way backwards. We want to build from the morning up because we want to build that momentum throughout the day. Rule number 4, plan your business around your life, not your life around your business. Now, we're going to go through this when we rebuild the diary, but most people, when they start a business, they want more freedom. They want more flexibility. They want to be able to do the things that they actually want to do. And they have the intention that their business will leverage their life so they can live their life in the way they want with the choices that they actually want. Now, as a solopreneur, you find very, very quickly that you're not working a 9 to 5. You're actually working 100-hour week sometimes, and you're wearing every single hat that's possible. And now your business ends up controlling your entire life outside of that. The complete opposite to why you wanted to become an entrepreneur and start your business in the first place. You didn't want that 9 to 5. You didn't want that fixed aspect in regards to your time. You wanted the flexibility and the freedom and the lifestyle that being an entrepreneur provides. But as soon as you get stuck into your business and start taking action with your business, going through your entrepreneurial journey, your business becomes priority number one and takes full control of your life. So we're going to flip that script. And rule number 4 is all about making sure that your business is planned around the more important things in life. And that is rule number 4. And we're sticking to that. Okay. Rule number 5, say no to anything that interrupts your diary. Really important. And I see this. I used to be the same myself. I used to say, yes, I'll do this. Yes, I'll do this. Yes, I'll do this. Because I thought it was pleasing the people around me and it was delivering a better version of me to every single person around me. But then what it does is it ends up where you're losing control. And the key thing about maximizing your efficiency is staying in control. You need to stay in control of your own time. Okay. So you need to learn how to say no to the things that interrupt your diary. Oh, Josh, can I just grab you for a quick no? No, you can't grab me, but we can have a discussion here. Oh, do you fancy doing this at lunch today? Well, no, I can't do that, but we can schedule a lunch for another day. Okay. Learn to be in control and stay in control and say no to the things that interrupt your diary. Very, very important. Rule number 6, this continues on from that. Communicate very, very clearly and set boundaries for the people around you. So your immediate loved ones. So for example, with my wife and my son, the 2 most important people in my life, there's very, very clear expectations and boundaries because I've set my diary up where I'm an entrepreneur Monday to Friday. I'm a Monday to Friday entrepreneur. And I love having my Saturdays and Sundays being a present father and husband. So my wife knows and my son knows that, okay, Monday to Friday, Josh is providing for the family. Saturday and Sunday, he's given 100% to us. And there's this clear set boundaries in place. So it's not a case of, oh, do you mind watching Jack, my son, for a couple of minutes here? Or do you mind doing this? Do you mind? No, there's boundaries that are set. That is your role of the team. This is my role of the team. And when it comes to Saturday and Sunday, we've got the best husband and the best father, and he's 100% present rather than a 50% present husband and father in the middle of the weeks and sporadically. That's not being the best husband and father in my eyes. Being the best husband and father is all about being 100% present and giving my absolute best and full 100% focus, time and attention and energy and effort in the moments that I've actually set. So that means I need to have boundaries. So communicate that clearly with the people around you, and that is really important. So it could be your wife, it could be your kids, it could be your family members, it could be your close friends, the people that mean a lot to you. Make sure that you have very, very clear boundaries set, because what you'll find when you don't have clear boundaries set, you'll find that those people interrupt you all of the time, and you find it very, very difficult to say no to those people, which is obviously a rule that we've already discussed. Okay, so don't make it harder for yourself to execute these rules. Make it easy for yourself. And that just comes down to communication. So and the easiest way to do it is just honesty. Okay, this is what I want to achieve. This is where I'm going. This is how I'm going to create the best version of me. And therefore, I'm going to be able to give the best version of me to you afterwards. I need to be selfish to be selfless. Okay. And this is what needs to happen. And this is what I'm doing with my time. You're just open and honest. Okay. And you're in control of your own time. That is rule number 6. And then the 7th rule, the most important statement that was ever told to me by one of my previous mentors. And he said it to me and sat there in silence. And honestly, you could hear a pin drop and it hit me like a ton of bricks. Okay. Do what you said you was going to do. Now, it's the most simple rule in the world, but 99.9% of people do not do this and do not obey to this rule. Most people will say they're going to do something by a certain time. You say, oh, I'll respond to you on this date, or I'll get back to you about this, or I'll do this here, or I'll do that there. And there's so many people that talk, okay? But if you can be the person that says, do you know what? I'm going to message you on this date at this time, talking about this thing, and then you do it, all of a sudden, you become the most reliable, the most efficient, the most productive person on the planet, and you get the best version of you out into the universe just by doing what you said you was going to do. So if you say you're going to do something on a certain date at a certain time for a certain length of time, and all you have to do is stick to that. If you do that from the moment you open your eyes in the morning to the moment you go to bed at night, and you just stick to doing what you said you was going to do, doesn't matter how you feel, it doesn't matter if there's a certain holiday, doesn't matter if you're a little bit tired that day, maybe a little bit ill or something's happened, okay? Do what you said you was going to do, okay? And of course, the caveat to this is there's some serious stuff that happens in life, and sometimes that takes over. But I'm talking about that's only the serious things, okay? Most of the time, we let tiny interruptions stop us from doing what we said we was going to do. Now, it's very important that we stick to our diary, do what we said we was going to do, and you will find so much progress in regards to your efficiency and what you're progressing towards in regards to your goals moving forward. It will be night and day for you. And quite often we sit there and we think, oh, I'm not quite making the progress that I should be making or I want to be making. It's rule number 7. Is quite often the reason why you're not making the progress that you're making. It's quite often the reason that you're stagnating. It's quite often the reason that you're stuck in the mud. It's because you're saying that you're going to do certain things and then you're simply not doing it. You're letting yourself down. So it's really important that you stick to rule number 7. Okay, so these are the 7 rules that I find have really helped me personally maximize my time and also my clients as well. And I strongly recommend writing these down, sticking to these as much as possible. But now what we're going to do is, as part of this training, I'm going to show you these 7 rules and actually apply them to an actual diary. Okay, so we're going to build a diary from complete scratch. This is going to be a blank diary on an old Google account that I've actually got. We're going to build this on Google Calendar, okay, which is my preferred calendar, but it's completely up to you what you use. And we're going to implement these 7 rules actually into our diary with a priority order when we're rebuilding that I strongly recommend that you follow. Thank you for making it this far into the video. Now, before I go ahead and we move on to rebuilding your diary from the ground up, I wanted to let you know about my 30-day Kickstart program. Now, this is a program one-to-one with myself, not a co-coach, not a support coach, not a success coach, no one else in my team. You get to work with me one-on-one, okay, over the next 30 days, where we will plug in the exact system that me and my clients use to work with over 100 clients one-on-one, with only 20 hours maximum time actually spent coaching your clients. So you can deliver fantastic results and you can earn the profits that you actually want in your solo coaching business and live the life that you actually want. So you're not handcuffed to your business and you feel like you're actually working a job. How can you work with 100 clients plus that is highly profitable? And then I will teach you, coach you, and mentor you to then leverage those profits into generational wealth. The link below in the description of this video explains the entire program from end to end, and I'd love to see you on the other side. Right then, let's rebuild this diary from a blank slate. So I'm going to build this as if I was building this for me. So you can take away components of this and using the rules that we've actually said and using the priority order that I'm actually building this to adapt this to your own diary, because that's going to be the easiest thing to do. Every single person is slightly different in regards to your priorities, in regards to who is in your life and what you want to spend your time doing and the slight differences actually in your business. So I'm going to build this for myself personally if I was rebuilding this. And to be honest, this is going to look pretty much the same in regards to what my diary looks like now, when I've actually finished rebuilding this. Okay, so a blank slate using the rules that we've already gone through. We're going to rebuild this. So priority number one in this 4 priority section just here, there's 4 priorities. Priority number one has to be you. Nobody else, not your loved ones. So for me personally, this isn't my wife, it's not my son, it's not my parents, it's not my best mates, it's not my business partners, it's nobody else but me. I need to be selfish to be selfless. I need to look after me before I can look after everybody else. I need to fill up my cup first before I can fill up everybody else's cup. If I'm on an aeroplane, what do they say in the safety procedures? Put on your oxygen mask on first before you help other people put their oxygen mask on, okay? It's exactly the same rule. And we build our business and we go down this entrepreneurial journey so we can have freedom of choice. So it's really important that we look after us first. And again, using the rule of your momentum mornings, and that's one of the rules that we've already gone through. We're going to build our diary from the morning downwards actually on here. Okay, so I like to use Google Calendar. You can use any calendar that you wish. It is absolutely fine. It as long as we're following the rules and following the priority. I just prefer Google Calendar, and I'm not an advocate. I'm not an affiliate. I'm not getting paid for actually saying this. It just connects to every other software that I've actually got. It holds me accountable. And as you can see here, I'm recording this on Monday, the 4th of May, 2026. And there's a red line just past 1 p.m. actually on here. And that's because that time is moving throughout the day and I can hold myself accountable. So whatever that red line is on in regards to the task, I need to make sure that I'm doing that so I can do what I say I'm going to do. Again, another one of the rules here. You can also set recurring tasks to make sure that you're not having to redo your diary every 2 minutes. And as soon as you set things at once, you can pretty much roll with that afterwards. Okay, so right, rebuilding my diary. Priority number one, looking after me. Okay, so I actually like to wake up around 5 a.m. Now, this isn't me being that hooky kooky mindset type of coach where it's like get up at 5 a.m. like a drill sergeant. The only reason I like to wake up at 5 a.m. is because that's the time right now that my son is actually asleep. So my son is actually teething at the moment, so he's up quite a lot in the night. I'm not getting a nice deep sleep in regards to what I like, but I find from the hours of 5 to 7, 8, he's always asleep consistently. So I find that when I'm actually waking up then and getting to it throughout the day, I'm undisturbed. My wife's asleep, my son's rested, he's asleep. My home is silent and I can focus on the things that I actually want to do. Okay, so the first thing I actually do, so let's kick this off from Monday. And what we're going to do when we color code things, you'll notice this, I'll explain this afterwards, okay? But priority number one is actually going to be color coded in red, okay? So let's say 5 till 6 in the morning, I'm going to hit the gym / workout. I'm not going to be super specific in regards to this because you can be in regards to what you actually want to do, and that's your call. Okay, so I'm going to go gym / workout / move. Okay, I'm going to get some movement in the body. I'm going to get up and move. Okay, really, really important. Okay, now if you actually click here, you can click does not repeat. Now I'm going to go to custom. So I actually want to do this all the way Monday to Friday because that's the way that I like to set up my weeks. Now you might be different. You might want to work 2 days on, 2 days off, or you might want to work just Monday to Thursday or whatever. Like you do you. I just personally prefer that Monday to Friday entrepreneur lifestyle so I can be present Saturday and Sunday with my family. It's just the way that works for me personally. But do whatever you want to do. Okay, so you'll notice that's now locked in. I now hit save, and that's automatically Monday to Friday, gym, workout, move. That's the first thing that I'm actually going to do. Okay. And then if you actually click on the weeks on weeks on weeks, you'll see that that is now a recurring slot. So I don't have to go in every single week and amend that. Okay. I don't have to do that. Okay. The next slot that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set a good half an hour, okay? And I'm actually going to do this to learn something. So learning a copy. So I'm going to listen to a podcast. I'm going to read a bit of a book. I'm just going to make sure that I'm filling up my cup first. And again, I'm going to do this a custom. I'm going to do this Monday to Friday just here, okay? Similar sort of thing, okay? What I'm then going to do is I'm going to make sure that I'm analyzing the day ahead, okay? So this is more for me. You don't necessarily have to do this, okay? So analyzing the day ahead. And this is where I can have a look at what I've got going on. I can get focused for the day. And it's something that I just need a little bit of time to do personally. So I can get focused, I can get clear. And again, I'm going to do this the Monday to Friday, and I can make sure that every single thing that I do moving forward from that point is moved with intent. Okay, really, really important. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the next half an hour, I'm going to shower and get my shit together. Okay. And that's going to be my mornings. Okay. And if you notice, that's the first 2.5 hours of the day. I've prioritized me, nobody else. I'm uninterrupted. My phone is actually on do not disturb this entire time. I haven't even looked at my phone. I've had no contact to the outside world, but I've woken up, I've moved, I've worked out, I've fed the brain, I've done a little bit of learning, I've grabbed a coffee, I've analyzed my day, got myself nice and focused for the day, and then I'm going to have a shower, get my shit together, and then I'm going to be ready for the day. Okay, so the first 2.5 hours of my day, Monday to Friday, is to fill up my cup first, okay? And we're starting from the morning, and then we're building throughout the rest of the day to build that momentum throughout the rest of the day. And again, from experience, just making sure that you stick to this. Look, there's some days where my son has actually been up. Well, I mean, last night before I'm recording this video, my son has actually been up 4 times last night. I probably got 2 hours of good quality sleep. I was still up at 5 a.m. I still hit that workout. I did what I said I was going to do. It doesn't matter. You're going to have days where you're tired. You're going to have the days where you're a little bit ill. Things happen. It's not as convenient, okay? This is what is called discipline. Discipline isn't doing the things that you love to do. Discipline is doing the things that you've told yourself you're going to do, regardless of how you feel. That's what discipline is, okay? And this is important. But by the time I get to that 7:30 time frame, I'm ready to go. I'm fucking pumping. I've got energy in me. I am ready to go. And I've fought through that tiredness and those feelings of not wanting to get out of bed in the morning. And trust me, it's not easy. Like this morning, for example, oh, I'm so tired. I do not want to, like the alarm went off. I did not want to get up, but you just get up. You just get on with it. And it's really, really important that you have that discipline in play. Okay. So as you can see, I really, really built my day Monday to Friday just here. Okay. Now, what I personally like to do Saturday and Sunday is I like to make sure that I'm still waking up at the same time to again keep that momentum there and keep that consistency there. And this is where most people mess up when it comes to this sort of structure, because they'll have a lie-in or they'll lose that consistency in regards to their days, or they'll treat certain days differently in regards to when they wake up in the morning. Okay. So what I actually like to do is I'm not doing a full 2.5 hours, but what I actually like to do Saturday and Sunday is I go for some fresh air. Okay. I'll just put here slash a walk. All right. So I'll get some fresh air, bit of a walk, first hour of the day. And again, I can come on here and I can do a custom every week, Saturday and Sunday. That's red and that is locked in. Okay. So again, I'm waking up the same time every single day, 365 days a year. And I've got that split between Monday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday, but I'm still prioritizing me. Okay. So that's prioritize one. Priority one. I've filled up my cup first. Okay. Priority number 2, as soon as you've actually done that, you then want to focus on your time with your loved ones and with the people that mean the most to you. Okay, this is incredibly important. So for me personally, it's Saturday and Sunday. I like to do a lot of this. Okay, so I will then put in certain time with my friends, with my family, with my wife, with my son, with the people that mean the most to me, which is quite important. Okay, so like for example, like my wife will actually get up a little bit later. Okay, so she'll be up about 8 a.m. Okay, on a Saturday and a Sunday. So I'm actually going to put in here coffee with Jem, my wife. Okay, and catch up. A nice thing to do, and it's something that I actually want to do. And I'm going to put this in amber. Okay, and again, I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to repeat that. My son will be up. Have a little play with him as well. So coffee with Jem, catch up, just time with son, time with Jack. Okay, as well. I'm going to put that in here. And again, that repeats. Okay, we're then going to discuss what we actually want to do. So Jack actually feeds around this particular time. So I'm actually going to put then the next hour, we're going to potter around and get ready for the day. Okay. I know this is going to happen. I know, like, having he's a 9-month-old kid. I know it's not as easy just to get up and go somewhere, and it's a fast process. So again, I'm overestimating the time. Okay, and then I'm making sure I always beat that promise. One of the rules again. Okay, so again, that's going to be in amber. Okay, so again, I've locked that in weekly, Saturday and Sunday. That's all in. Okay, and then typically what we'll do is this won't be a recurring slot, but for the rest of that day, we'll do a certain thing. Okay, so for example, on this Saturday, we might, for a few hours, we might go swimming. So we're a member of a local David Lloyd, where we're all members, and we'll go swimming as a family. Okay, I might put that in. Okay, and then after that, we might grab some lunch together. Lunch as a family. Okay, and again, I'm just building this in regards to what I want to spend my time doing with the people that mean the most to me, and it's incredibly important. Okay. And then we might put in some other things and some other things. Okay. And we might just build this out. We might see, like, my parents. So like actually driving on a Sunday and going to spend time with, like, Jack's grandparents, my parents, or Gemma's parents, for example. Okay. And we might actually block out this entire Sunday. Okay. So I mean, I'll just do that for the sake of things. So let's say like 10 till 6. Okay. So spending time with grandparents, and put that in. Might go for a walk the dogs, or like do whatever. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Like, this is how I like to structure my time. And again, this stuff is in amber, and I put this in next as priority number 2. And you'll fill this out up as much or as little as you actually want to. But as you'll notice here, I'm making sure that it's all about Saturday and Sunday, and that's the second priority done. Okay. The third priority then is working on the business, not in the business, on the business. And what I mean by that, and let's just clarify this. When you say working on the business, it's important that you focus on the tasks that are going to move the needle forward. Okay. Move the needle forward only. That means getting more clients. That means producing more brand awareness or company awareness. That means making more money. It's your marketing, it's your sales. It's the things that are moving the business forward. It's the things that are developing the business as a whole, and growing the business, moving that needle forward as much as possible, turning that dial. Okay. And this is where most people get wrong. So as you can see, there's a ton of white space still available that we can actually play with here, which is great. Okay. So let's build this again from the morning up. Okay. So let's say on a Monday, as an example, I wanted to analyze the data of the business / performance from the week before. So I'm going to analyze this. Okay. And you'll notice then this is in green. Okay. Traffic light system. Essentially what we're doing. And I'm going to do this every single week. Okay. So I'm going to analyze the data of the business. Okay. I'm then going to spend the next hour, give myself immediate actionable tasks off the back of that analysis. Okay. So I'm going to analyze the business, and then there's going to be certain things that will pop up that I need to take massive action with straight away. Okay. Weekly on a Monday, I'm going to put that in here. Okay. So I'm going to analyze the data of the business. So the financials, the clients, my retention, I'm going to have a look at everything. And again, something I've created and my clients have access to is a dashboard in regards to actually analyzing all of your data with ease. You literally just log in, you can see everything right in front of you. And then you can see in black and white a traffic light system, red, amber, green, in regards to what you need to be putting your time, effort, and attention to. Then you'll have some actionable tasks off the back of that, okay? So you'll put that in there. Fantastic, okay? Now, we might be finding that content is a huge, huge driver for you and your business right now. So again, like the next priority. So I'm going to spend the next hour, okay, planning out my content for the week. And this is going to be short and long form, okay? I'm going to put this in. So again, this will be green. This will be a repeatable task. Every single Monday, I'm going to map out all of my content. Okay, absolutely fine. It's all mapped out. I've analyzed the data. I'm being very intentional. I'm being very data-driven, and I'm focused on things that move the needle forward. Okay, so next task might be then email out to my list. Email sent to my email list is an example. And again, I'm being very vague here, but I'm showing you how to build the diary out. Okay, you will be a lot more specific when you have an exact strategy in place. So email out to the list, okay, and then I might have a half an hour break. Half an hour break, get some fresh air, get some movement, stand up. If you're working behind your desk, I always shake it off a little bit, and that's the morning of that particular day. Okay, I might then be coming in. I might then be spending the next hour, or let's again overestimate. I'm going to give myself an hour and a half. Okay. I'm going to film a YouTube video. So similar to this one, I'm going to film a YouTube video. Okay. I'm going to put that in, and that's going to be every Monday. Okay. I'm going to put that in there. After I've filmed it, I'm then going to edit it. So again, we're a solo coach. I'm going to spend some time editing that YouTube video just here. We're a solo coach. We have no one else in our team. And again, this is what we're doing. Edit that YouTube video, okay? Then I'm going to create the thumbnail. So use AI to get the thumbnail. And again, this will take about 15 minutes. It's not going to take long whatsoever, especially when you're using AI, okay? And again, that's a repeatable task that I've actually got in here, okay? Then I'm going to get the description and schedule that. Schedule YouTube video. Done. So in that 3-hour block from start to finish, we've got a YouTube video going out, okay, with a call to action driving you into your offer, your lead magnet, your micro offer, whatever you've actually got. And that's scheduled, that's locked in, okay? That's going to be every single week from there, okay? Now, I'm going to leave it there in regards to Monday because I like actually having some time then for the rest of the day to work with my clients, be there for my clients, etc. But again, you can see this. I've woke up, prioritized me, and then I prioritize things on the business first. So that particular day, I've done my YouTube video, okay? Next day, okay, I'm going to then prioritize my short form content, okay? So I'm going to spend a good couple of hours filming short form content, okay? Get that short form content nice and filmed, and we're going to do that every single week, okay? Short form, obviously, there's a lot more quantity in regards to the post that you've actually got. So you spend a little bit more time actually recording it, even though your short form doesn't necessarily get you direct clients. If you've got a good system in place, and the system I teach my clients is your short form drives people to your long form drives people to your micro offer or your lead magnet, and then your micro offer or your lead magnet drives them to your core offer. So you have a seamless system in place. But again, the quantity of your short form content is a lot more than the quantity of your long form content naturally, okay? So film your short form content just here, okay? We're then going to spend a good hour and a half editing short form content. Okay. Get it all edited. It's all on your phone. It's all ready to go. And again, that's a repeatable task. I'm just going to check that I've made, yeah, that's repeated as well. So we've edited the short form content just here. Okay. And then again, going to have a little bit of a break, shake off, get some fresh air, do whatever I actually need to do. Okay. And you'll find this, I always like to work in 2.5 hour to 3 hour gaps, get a bit of fresh air and then get back into it. And I find that works really well for me. Again, it might be slightly different for you, but it works well for me. Okay. So edit the short form content, and then I'm going to come back after that break and I'm going to get the descriptions and schedule short form content out. Okay. Amazing. So by Tuesday afternoon, your long form scheduled out, long form content is scheduled out, your short form content is scheduled out, and that is done. Ready and ready to go. Okay. Fantastic. That's done. Now, the rest of the day, again, I'm going to leave that open for clients. Okay, so we're going to now move on to Wednesday. Okay, now Wednesday, you might have additional short form pieces of content because that's the thing that is really moving the needle forward, and it's really helping you pump more traffic towards your long form videos, which are then naturally converting paying clients actually into your business right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do on Wednesday, I'm then going to spend some time creating some additional short form platform content. So these are with things like infographics, etc. Okay, infographics, viral driven posts, carousels, you name it. Okay, I'm going to give myself a couple of hours to actually do that. And again, that's going to be every single Wednesday. That's a green, and that's going to help me again drive more traffic forward. Okay, going to create all that, so I don't need to edit that because I'm creating it as a carousel. I'm doing it on Canva. I'm using AI. I'm using Claude, whatever I'm actually using. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and schedule all of that out. Perfect. There we go. Schedule all of that out. And again, I'm just rebuilding this off the cuff using the rules that I've actually set because I've rebuilt so many diaries before. I'm then going to send another email out to my list just here. So that's the second email of the week that I've actually got out and got going. Okay. And then I'm actually going to leave that there. Okay. Thursday, then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a call with my mentor or my coach. Okay. And I'm going to put this in here. Let's say I've had done some development with my coach or my mentor, and I'm working with someone that's really going to help me guide, develop, and progress as a business owner. Okay, so I'm going to put here, so business coach / mentor development. Okay, so let's say I've had a call with them at a certain point of the week, or I'm having a call with them within this slot. I'm going to spend a good 3 hours here just dialed in to that work. Okay, so 3.5 hours, sorry, because we're going to get everything to match, and you'll see the consistency here. And that's then going to be my Thursday. Okay, so as you can see, 2.5 hour blocks actually throughout that entire week. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is throughout the week on a Friday, I'm going to be collecting feedback from my clients. So I then want to analyze client feedback. Okay, I'm going to put this in here. And again, this is for on the business work. Analyze all of that client feedback. Again, you could probably do this in 15 minutes to half an hour, but I'm overestimating that time. And again, that's going to be on a Friday. Just here, I'm going to analyze that client feedback. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the rest of that time executing improvements on the business from feedback. Okay. So what I mean by that is, let's say I've had certain feedback about the development of the service itself, or let's say the development of the onboarding process, or a level of development that I've received feedback on actually from my clients. Now, most people would think that's working in your business, but in fact, there's certain aspects of feedback that you might be getting that will help you move the needle forward. So it might be feedback on your referral scheme that you've actually got, or your affiliate scheme. It might be feedback on the retention that you've actually got and your churn percentage actually in the business. How do I improve that? So this is your time now to improve on that feedback. So you're listening to your paying clients and you're making improvements from listening, okay, which is really important that most people don't do. And again, I'm going to put that into the diary just here. Okay, cool. So this will be, again, I've done this off the cuff, but I'm following the rules that I've already gone through and I'm following this priority list. So red, priority number 1, working on yourself. Amber, priority number 2, time with your loved ones, etc. Priority number 3 then is the tasks that are on your business. Now, I'm actually not going to fill the rest of this diary out. The reason I'm not going to fill the rest of this diary out is because now this is your time that you can now spend supporting your clients, coaching your clients. You know that you're looked after, your cup is full, your loved ones are looked after, you prioritize them second, and your business is growing because you're prioritizing the tasks that actually make your business grow, okay? Now, the rest of your white space, let's say you like to work until 5 p.m. or 4 p.m., whatever you actually want to do. This now, let's say it is 5 p.m., you've got 2 hours here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 hours here, there's 6 hours, you've got an extra 7 hours here. You have so much available time to then support your clients, okay? And I have a very specific support system actually with my clients, which I'll show you if you join the Kickstart program that I've actually got over the 30 days. I'll show you exactly my support system that I actually use and how it actually works. But you can easily and comfortably manage 100 clients plus with that available white space. And you might be thinking, well, if I'm hopping on an hour call with every single client, I can't do that. How is that possible? Now, you won't be doing that because that's not efficient. You don't need to be exchanging your time in regards to the value for you as a coach. In fact, there is a very specific way that you should deliver your service that will allow you to work with 100 clients plus, which is what I teach in the Kickstart program. But what you'll find is when you are supporting your clients, delivering your service to your clients, you deliver it now in this white space and in this white space only. So if a client is messaging you throughout certain times where you're doing other things, it's a no until later on in the day, okay? And you can now leverage this white space that you've actually got, and it keeps you so damn efficient. And this is the way that myself and my clients are the most efficient versions of ourselves in regards to managing our time and creating this flow state in regards to predictable growth. Okay, we're analyzing the business. We're moving the business forward in regards to what we're actually doing. We're looking after ourselves as well. We're ticking off every box. We're present with our loved ones, with our kids, with our family members. Okay, we are the most efficient human being that we can possibly be, following these rules and building out your diary in this traffic light fashion. Okay, really, really important that you follow this. So hopefully you found this really, really helpful. Go ahead, follow those rules, build out your diary from a blank slate, a nice white blank slate, okay? And all of a sudden you'll find a lot of your problems disappear. You'll find you'll build the momentum that you actually want. You'll start moving the business forward. You'll start making the money that you actually want to make. You'll be a better human being for it, okay? And you'll just get the best out of you. And I recommend following these rules, build your diary out in this way. And again, this was an off-the-cuff, raw, live, natural version of me actually building this diary out. So thank you for getting to this stage of the video. But it just shows you that it doesn't take long to get your shit together. It really, really doesn't. So hopefully you found this helpful. Have a fantastic day. And for those of you that are going to join me on the 30-day Kickstart program, again, the link is in the description below. I can't wait to see you on the other side.